Good morning, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. How are you all doing today? My name is Infrabread, and welcome to Superliminal. The best way to describe this game is as a perspective-based puzzle game. It may sound a bit odd, but I'll get into it once the run actually starts. Instead of new game, I can just click level select and start the first level to skip about a minute-long cutscene. Time's not going to start there anyway. So this is induction, which is the introduction of the run. Time has not started yet. Now, the very first thing we see is the controls. We turn 180 degrees to look at that table. We turn it back, and there's a door. The run has not even started yet, and we already have some fun. So the run actually starts once I cross that line on the floor. So we can actually back up slightly. In 3, 2, 1, go. This is induction. The whole plot of this game, actually I'll explain this. You have a big thing, move it to the wall, and now it's smaller. That's what I mean with perspective-based puzzle games. The same thing twice in a row to move cubes around.
Congratulations on falling
The whole
asleep.
point, the whole
Welcome to
plot of this
Somnasculpt.
game is
Your
that we're
progress
actually
may
in
be
a
monitored
dream
by
right now.
qualified specialists.
Somnasculpt is the
Disorientation will
company
adapt
that
you
invented
violent,
this
interactive,
dreaming.
lucid
And
induction
oops.
dream state in which you retain
There we
full
go.
consciousness and control.
So we're now in a dream, and this is like testing our puzzle-solving
Confirm.
capabilities
You can move
in a
freely,
dream.
interact with
We're doing a lot of story
surrounding
stuff, which I'm
objects, and
mostly
listen to
just
messages
ignoring.
from your patient
But
care
induction
team.
is, for the most part,
Please
fairly
note that I
simple
am
in
the
terms of
standard
puzzles.
orientation protocol, and that my voice has been
We're going to.
explicitly
This
chosen to
actually
remind
teaches
you
us a
that I
lot
am
of
not
what's
a
going to
part of
happen
your
through the
patient care
rest of
team.
the run.
I do not care.
With cheese, most likely. There we go. There's a
During
slight electrical
eyelids, you will lose
animation.
the ability to
That's
awaken
not really too
suddenly due
important.
to realizing that this is a dream.
And
Evidence.
also
I have
moving,
already informed
rotating
you that this
objects
is a
while
dream.
I'm grabbing
You
them
did
is
not wake up.
actually quite important as well.
Please complete the
Bing.
remaining
Bing.
orientation activities.
One thing you'll see me do a lot during the run is use actually the door frame to scale
All
objects,
environments
which is a
perceived
lot
during
quicker
eyelids
than
should
just
reflect a
looking at the
typical
ceiling and
mental
having them
state.
drop down.
If you believe your mental state was
There's very minor
compromised by
optimizations
Somnasculpt,
I'm doing
please provide
throughout
a
the entirety of the
comprehensive,
run.
rational explanation in your post-procedural survey. Completed surveys may be eligible for a gift card.
Who doesn't love free money? Near the idea, and this one actually really cool puzzle because we need to activate both buttons at the same time with one massive sign. Coming up now is a
Please
thing
stand by
called
for
cheese
polite
skip,
recognition
where we
on
skip
your
having to use the
completion of the
cheese that I just
Somnasculpt
did about 30
orientation.
seconds ago.
You did it.
We go to stand on
To
a button,
maximize the
that door's
time
not going to
allotted for your
open,
therapeutic
this panel is
journey,
going to
please
fall
do
down.
not delay in proceeding through
Should
the
fall
final
down.
doorway as
There we go.
indicated.
What we're supposed to do is get another like big slab of cheese we used and like use that angled surface to shove the wall down. But not. We can do that, it's a bit quicker. That actually might be slower. Anyway. Level 2 is optical. This is, I suppose, the first real puzzle of the game. We have, again, perspective-based puzzles. And also the entrance right now, the beginning of the level, is that alarm clock beeping into this hallway. This hallway you're going to see through every single level. I'm actually using an audio cue for the alarm clock beeping to hold S and move backwards, while the screen is still technically black. Once again, I'm going to resize objects while looking at them, so this door is just going to come with me. Very nice. That is not actually real, it's a perspective-based thing. So this is a wall, but it's not. It's a perspective-based trick. We're not even 3 minutes into the run, we already have a lot of stuff going on. And standing on a sign to escape, well, I guess technically escape this section. How did I make that? Alright. Now we're going to meet a very fun character, Dr. Glenn Pierce. I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and I'd like to talk to you about being special. So special, in fact, that we have no idea where you are. But not to worry, we're working on it.
Yeah, I'll explain a bit later. What I'm doing now is called a box jump, where I'm jumping on a box, because I'm good at naming things. This is actually very annoyingly difficult. I need to jump, look up, let go, and then jump again. Yes. All in about 1 second. Ending really all that difficult, but about Dr. Glenn Pierce, he's going to introduce himself like that every single time. And there's a running joke within the Superliminal community that literally every single time he introduces himself like that,
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn
as I
Pierce,
just said.
and I'm just popping in to give you a quick update on where you are. We still don't know, but please keep moving forward, and hopefully you prefer frequent updates to being reminded that you are completely lost.
I like it. Yes, that happens every single time for the next 20 minutes. Just be prepared for that. Ending of Optical is actually really fun, I will say, because there's the moon that we're going to see in the
Hello,
sky.
my name is Dr. Glenn
Yeah,
Pierce,
shut up, I
and
don't
we
care.
still can't find you.
There's a moon
But
in the
you
sky
should now
with a
have
teeny,
access
teeny,
to
tiny
a
little
series
door,
of
which is over.
elevators that should trigger your
Over.
subconscious
Shut
to
up, over there.
gradually wake
Teeny,
you
tiny
up.
little door.
You should also
And
find
this
a
is the
variety of
exit.
emergency exit
There we
signs
go.
that should lead
Like I
you
said
to
before, I'm
them.
going to use objects
Will all of
above
this
me
work?
so that the distance the object has to fall is smaller, so that resizing is quicker.
Hello, my name
You can also
is
see
Dr.
a small
Glenn
transparent
Pierce.
version of the
In
same
the
door.
event that this elevator
That is an
does
intended
not
mechanic to stop the items from being physically too small for you to see. So there is technically a minimum size, which I'm also going to abuse to resize stuff quicker. Level 3 Cubism revolves around cubes and buttons, which is fairly simple. Actually, the first level I can
Creator of
skip.
this game, have you ever heard Dr. Glenn
This is an
Pierce's
automated
voice in your
message for
dreams?
all patients who attempted to use an alternate pathway to access the next phase of
Well, he does
somnocell
sound like
therapy,
people I
but
know,
who have
so I guess
become
technically.
trapped in a dream state paradox instead.
Yeah, I should say I am
Decisions
Scottish
imply
as
a
well,
failure
so
of orientation,
Glenn is
which reflects negatively on
genuinely
the
does sound like
standard
people I know, which is
orientation
really weird.
protocol. You will rectify this failure
Boom, boom.
immediately.
We're going to grab a cube, and we're not going to grab a cube, we're going to launch through the floor. Lovely. Whoa. That's never happened before. I'll tell you that now.
Right.
Physics
it
is
will
really-
work out.
The average adult
Yeah,
can
physics
only
is really weird in
withstand
this
3
game.
to 5 dreams per night.
What I'm supposed to do
Once
is
this
grab these cubes
threshold
and
is
resize
eclipsed
them,
by
but I can
entering
just
more
not do
dreams,
that, which is
your
very
mind will
nice.
suffer an explosive
There are
mental
cubes here on the
overload,
wall, but they're
reorienting
not.
you
That's
for
a
the
perspective-based
emergency
trick.
exit protocol.
This is actually an
Please
important
subject yourself
an
to
important trick. I'm
explosive
going to
mental
jump on
overload.
stairs to slightly move faster. Those cubes are just connected by plywood. Don't ask.
Please note that
Now, these are not
reluctance to
actually cubes, they're
volunteer
just
for the
6
risks
wooden planks
associated
glued
with
together.
explosive
I can make a
mental
small ramp and
overload
go to the
implies
exit.
a
Very nice.
misunderstanding of all other
This cube
solutions,
explodes.
all of which are far more traumatic
Like that,
and
but I can just
likelier
grab
to
a single
result
cube
in
and move to the exit.
catastrophe. I am
Once
not
you know
capable
the
of
solutions to the
suboptimal
puzzle, this game is
suggestions.
very easy.
Please exit this dream as soon as possible.
I'm going to jump through a hole and spawn back into the main entrance. The reason I'm moving backwards is because there's no you move the exact same speed forwards and backwards, so there's no need to turn around. I always like that. Right, that is the end of Cubism. Level 4 is Blackout, and this is the first instance of flashing lights. It's not going to happen immediately. I will give you a warning for that. Start of the level is the starting hallway, exactly as always. These are wait for the audio cue. I like these loading screens, by the way. Oops. Anyway, I like the loading screens. They're very unique. So Blackout revolves around, well, shadows and the contrast between pure
My name
black
is Dr. Glenn
shadows
Pierce,
and nothing
and
else.
despite touring the waterfall
So,
Serenity
at the end of
Zone
this
in the
hallway, there
previous
will be
section you've
flashing
just
lights.
completed, you
Yeah, there will be
may
flashing
still
lights for about 10
experiencing
seconds,
feelings of
starting now.
worthlessness
And literally just
self-doubt.
moving through a hallway, you are not
Do
missing
I feel like
anything.
everything is going wrong, even when the sun is
Walking in a
shining?
perfectly straight line, I'll give you a notification as well when that's all done. Flashing lights are now off. You can look back. Blackout is actually very fun and only worked because this is a video game. Because you can have pure black shadows. That means that I was technically walking in pure blackness, but that means the wall just was not there. And it looked like a wall because of the shadows, you know? Same thing happens here. There are planks on the floor, which I can first try, which I can jump across. The intended way is to go to the left and do like an S shape. But you can also jump that gap to save only a couple of seconds.
Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce, and
The next few puzzles are not really that difficult, but there is one, I guess, infamous trick in the game, not now, but coming up in about a minute. A thing called Blind Maze. where there is a
Don't
maze you
know
need to
if
complete,
everyone else is enjoying
but
it.
as speedrunners you
And
can
that's
memorize the
exactly
layout
why
and do
we're
it
here to help.
blindfolded. And because everything is pure black, you basically need to get it perfect first try. I am not going to do that thing, but there's that. So this is blind maze to my left, and doing
Warning.
the maze
You are
blindfolded actually
advised to
skips having
subject
to get
yourself
this
to
light.
explosive mental
So in
overload by
total it
descending
saves
into
about 20
additional
seconds.
dreams, but have now descended into a dream
But you need
within
to
a
be
dream instead,
pretty much perfect
disorienting
first try.
yourself even further. You are responsible for failing to make this crucial
That
distinction.
is the second character in the game. The standard protocol procedure robot. I don't know anymore. Thing. They're now scolding us for going like dreams within dreams. We're going further down the rabbit hole, I suppose. Not good, short answer. That is another puzzle where we're supposed to use a light, but it's much easier than blind base because we just go up a couple of boxes.
Did you know that unintentional multi-dream layering occurs in less than
Ending
1%
of
of
Blackout,
patients?
and you may have
This
seen
correlates
red
strongly with
and
the
shadows. This is all
99% of
spooky,
patients
scary.
who are able
Ooh,
to
but no,
follow
actually it's
simple
not. We're going to press
instructions
the
from
idea
standard
generator,
orientation protocol.
and we'll see that the entire building was being repainted. What a twist. That's the ending of Blackout going into level 5 Clone. This one is probably my favorite level because of the way that this mechanic is introduced. Now, the start of the level is the hallway as always. There we go, that's a good one. Now, cloning, as you may have guessed, instead of grabbing an object and resizing it, we're going to grab the object and clone it so that the original object is still there. This first door behaves exactly like normal, but nothing else in this level will. I'm going to keep the door on that button so that I can skip having to do the puzzle right there, but now we're going to see the first unavoidable mechanic of the cloning. Get a load of doors and make a staircase. I just like that mechanic, I don't fully know why. This is the outside. No, it isn't. It's a perspective-based trick. I'm going to save that a lot through this run.
Attention. Dr. Pierce requires
These are
you
the
to
alarm
note the
clocks we actually
following
have
risks
in
of dream
the
overexposure.
opening.
Significant memory loss,
The
both
opening.
quantitative and qualitative. Hallucinations of dreaded
Opening
or unrelated
hallway.
objects.
I forgot how to do that.
Unrealistic
Our
beliefs
cursor is now a
about the
smiley
lengths of
face,
hallways,
which is always nice.
and other side effects
You can actually
which
keep
have
it a
not
smiley
yet
face
been
by looking in
discovered or
the
which
black.
cannot
And
be
never mind.
understood.
We can keep it a smiley face by looking into the black. Then it can happen occasionally. It's not consistent, it changes nothing throughout the run. Now, these fans were actually added in an update later because the intended solution to the puzzle is what I'm doing now, using exactly one single apple and click and clone it to the very top. But in version 1 of the game, you can clone the apple up the entire staircase, which is not intended, so those fans were added.
Warning. Dr.
You can still
Pierce is
technically do it if you
frantically
mash fast
submitting
enough,
numerous
which I've done.
spelling and
It's
grammar
very funny.
mistakes into the standard orientation protocol.
We're nearing
in a
the end of
desperate
Clone,
attempt to
actually,
counsel
and
you.
this is a
I
mechanic
have
that
no
we've
subtlety
not
to
used
correct
yet,
these
but can
errors,
use
but
throughout
I
the entire
cannot
level.
compromise the integrity
Going
of
to
the
make a clone of
standard
objects,
orientation
then we're going
protocol.
to
You will not
release the
receive
object
these
back to their
messages.
original
They
space.
would not make sense
That's
regardless.
the only time you're actually required to use that, but you can do that throughout the entire game as well.
Attention. Dr. Pierce continues to input significant errors. I will interpret his basic ideas.
End
Hello,
of Clone right
introductions
now,
are
and coming up
redundant.
to
I am a real
Dollhouse,
doctor
which
who went
is,
to doctor school.
dare I say,
ER has
a
never
level
been
of
a
all
mistake.
time.
I can help you,
If you
but
ask
I
any
also do not
Superliminal
know
runner,
how.
they will say
Transmission
Dollhouse
ends.
is not very fun. I'll
Hello.
say it like
My
that.
name's my Pierce, Dr.
Dollhouse uses the mechanic, instead of resizing objects in the world, we're going to resize ourselves. We're going to resize the doorways and to walk through those. It's exactly as confusing as you think it is. Also, this is the first level where we do not have the standard opening hallway. This and the next 3 levels, actually. It's a really long intro for no reason. Once we've done all
My
that,
name is Dr. Glenn
there's Glenn
Pierce.
again.
This is a notification that you have reappeared on
And
the
now we
monitoring
have
system
the
after a
signature
prolonged
Dollhouse.
absence.
The mechanic I should explain as well. It makes sense once you think about it, but physically, the bigger we are, the faster we walk. There is a variable in the game called scale, and now the scale is set to 1, and boom. Now the scale is set. Well, the scale was set to 1 earlier in the level, so I move at 100% speed, and I'm too small. So if I am physically smaller, the scale gets smaller, and I move slower. Makes sense when you think about it. So that's another reason why Dollhouse is not very fun, because actually I'm now too small. I'm a lot smaller than these doors, so I'm actually moving a lot slower. Dollhouse is a place where you can very easily lose time for that exact reason. It's only seconds, but it's still annoying. That was the original Dollhouse.
Hello,
Not really that was the
is
first
Dr. Glenn
difficult part of the
Pierce.
run. The next puzzles are not really that much of a
Continuing
challenge.
and discontinuing as mentioned
But there is
earlier,
also one at the
please
very
also
end of this level,
disregard
which
any
is
unsettling experiences
a
you may
reset
have
point, I'll
recently
say
had.
that.
Everything should have now reverted.
Just going to be
being
safe and
soothing
actually use the
and
ceiling
therapeutic.
to resize
If
things.
this is not the case, you may be receiving this message.
Resize a
in
fan
error.
to knock over that door. Even in context, this doesn't make sense. There we go. Now you can see what I mean by using the door frames to scale objects. So I do not need to do this. A visual lineup I can do here to get myself to the correct size, like that. And now we come to my least favorite part of the run. This is definitely the reset point of the run. We have a really big bouncy castle, or bounce house, I think you call it in the US.
Hello, my
This
name
one is annoying,
Dr.
I'll tell
Glenn
you that
Pierce,
much.
and I'd like to read you my favorite inspirational quote by
There
me.
is a way to do
The
it
worst thing you can
consistently.
do
Stand
is
here,
focus on
look up,
negativity. It
and
won't
hold
spare you
S.
from the cage of death, the pain
That
of disease,
there,
the
yeah, that does
cruelty of
work.
time, the
There is that
cold
tiny
shell of
lip
human
there which you can
nature,
get stuck on, which is
or
also
the
annoying.
eventual loss of everything you've ever held dear.
Now, there's no
Whatever
real
you do,
consistent lineup for this.
don't
You just need to
focus on
do it
that.
properly. And there. Now you'll see what I mean by getting the wrong scale size. Because if I get too small, I walk really slowly through here. But these doors at the end do reset our size back to a scale of 1.
Hello, my name is
This
Dr.
is the
Glenn
last
Pierce,
puzzle in
and I'd like to thank
Dollhouse.
you
Got
for
it first try.
triggering every single one
This
of our
is
823
another Dollhouse.
emergency protocols.
Oops, I'm
This
inside
will
of it.
assist us greatly in improving
There
the
we go.
system for
That is the ending of
future
Dollhouse.
patients. Congratulations.
Not fun, but
Anyway,
honestly
you're
not
now
bad.
headed in the right direction, and we should
The
be able
second
to
to last level-
emergency exit
Enjoying the
protocol
melodious
shortly.
tones of Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Oh yes. Well, actually, most like myself, it's central Scotland, not the Highlands you may be thinking of, or the islands. It's more close to the actual border with England. That's my accent as well. So the second to last level is called Labyrinth, because it's not a puzzle
Emergency exit
technically.
protocol initiated. Please prepare
This
to
is
conclude your
like the
somnastic
story which I've been ignoring for the
experience
past few minutes.
10,
Is
9,
we've
8,
entered
error,
layers of
error
dreams.
logged by.
Orientation protocol.
Stand by
We've entered
for
layers of
analysis.
dreams, and now we can't get back out. I want to do a dialogue skip here, though I might just. Didn't even get it. There's a
Error
dialogue skip you
analysis
can do there by
complete.
jumping
You
over
are
a trigger.
exhibiting
Didn't even
signs
get it.
consistent with an increase in fear, hopelessness,
The
and
second dialogue
frustration.
skip you can do,
This is
which does require
inconceivable,
this
as somnasculpt
tin.
therapy is proven to
It's not
correlate with a
really difficult, it's
decrease
just
in
precise
emotions.
with that way of to place things.
Hypothesis. Patient was
If you do
improperly
both of these
oriented.
dialogue skips
Conclusion.
first try, then. Wait, I'm
Impossible.
smooth brain. You're supposed to do one there, but I just
Formulating.
completely forgot about it. Right. I'm very tired.
Improved
If you do both of these
hypothesis.
dialogue skips
Patient
first try,
requires
it does
additional
save, I think, about
somnasculpt
30
therapy.
seconds.
Conclusion.
Because how the game
Emergency
works
exit
is
protocol cannot
this
proceed.
door
Emergency
activates
exit
a
protocol
dialogue,
has been
and once
emergency
this dialogue is
destroyed.
finished, then the next part of the level loads. So skipping those two earlier
Instruction.
dialogues
Continue
means
with somnasculpt
they don't
therapy
play, and this one
indefinitely
can
on
trigger
an
earlier.
independent basis, as all orientation resources have been
I
exhausted.
was completely smooth brain and forgot
This
about that.
concludes your standard
Labyrinth is
orientation
mostly just an
protocol.
escape sequence
Goodbye.
for now, not really puzzles. So now is actually a good time for donations.
Alright, well, I hope y'all have been enjoying this incredible Superliminal run. This is Fireside Pride 2024 running all this weekend. If you missed any runs in the marathon so far, you can find them uploaded after the marathon on our YouTube channel. You can also stay up to date on this event and any future events by following us on Blue Sky or Mastodon, kind.social, or by joining our Discord. Links to all of these can be found in the panels below the stream or by using !social in the chat.
This game really loves alarm clocks. Oops.
It really does.
To a kind of annoying degree.
I've been hearing that alarm noise.
Yes, and as the runner, you hear it every single run. Can I size this thing properly? There we go, that took a few attempts. It is mostly just an escape sequence, again with perspective-based malarkey going on. So for the run, it's not really that special.
Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Apart from this section, which is next. This is a straight hallway, but no it isn't. We are falling down.
Before you begin the
That was really weird the first time you see it.
I'd like to briefly describe the finite and fragile nature of the dream state.
We have more time to do donations, if we have any.
Oh yeah, alright. Yeah, we're raising money for Point of Pride. Point of Pride is a trans-led 501c3 non-profit organization.
Of
and they
course,
serve
nothing is
tens
more
of thousands of
challenging
people
than the difficulty
in all
of changing
50 states
perspective,
and 100
of
plus countries by
fundamentally
providing
altering your
access to
perceptions
gender-affirming
in a way
health
that
and
will
wellness
enable you to
services.
face
The
dire,
money we
trial
raise
by fire
will go to
scenarios
Point of
with
Pride's
solutions
various
that could
support
not be
programs,
found otherwise.
such as free chest binders, which provides chest binders, specially designed compression garments to trans people who cannot otherwise afford or safely obtain them. It's a wonderful, wonderful charity. If you're able to, please consider donating. And do remember, we have all kinds of incentives and bid wars still open, which I will talk about if we have time.
That section I just passed was actually quite annoying because there were exit signs on the top door. The exit is to one side, but we need to look to the other side to first activate it. And those 5 in a row are actually random. So it's a bit annoying. You actually need to pay attention during this video game. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, that's really all I want to say. We have time for donations as well. Yeah, for the next few minutes.
You must understand that it is possible.
All right, yeah, so we have some fantastic bid wars open right now for games that are coming up tomorrow. Since this is the last run of the evening in this time zone, it is evening. So tomorrow morning, we're going to have Hello Kitty Roller Rescue in the Saturday morning cartoon block. And we have a character bid war going for that right now. It's a pretty hot bid war, actually, between choosing the character between Hello Kitty and Bad Bats Maru. And Bad Bats Maru is in the lead at $60, but Hello Kitty is extremely close behind at $55. So if you want to see Hello Kitty be the character who is played in her own heckin' game, then please donate at least $6 and be sure to click on that particular bid war. We have one more open right now for DuckTales, also part of the Saturday morning cartoon block. DuckTales Remastered, to choose the soundtrack, and currently in a healthy lead is the 8-bit soundtrack at $80. The modern soundtrack is trailing behind at $10. So if you were hoping to hear that modern soundtrack, that's the one you want to put your donation towards. Do I also have time to talk about our open incentive, or how are we doing?
Yeah, quickly. First of all, you may have noticed that I was definitely struggling with those elevators. There is a specific pattern you need to go through them, or else it just repeats infinitely. So I just reset from checkpoints because it's easier than having to figure out where I am. Also, this is white space. Can I click a button thing? Bing. This is white space. We've now moved a door through itself and created a paradox, as it's known. So this is the last level of the run, more or less. And for the first about 3 minutes, it's just a walking simulator. So again, we have time for donations after that. But at the end of white space, in about 3 minutes, there will be another flashing lights section. I'll give a warning for that. For now, we have time for donations, as I walk in a straight line.
All right. Yeah, we have an incentive open right now for a game that will be run tomorrow for Tasso Machi Behind the Twilight for the Comfy Nighttime Cleanup. I don't know what that is, but it sounds lovely. It sounds cozy. I'd like to see us unlock the Comfy Nighttime Cleanup. We're looking for that one just opened up during the last run. So we are looking for $200 to unlock that one. And we don't have any donations towards it yet, but I'm sure they will start coming in. Yours could be the first when you are donating to Point of Pride. Do remember to click on those incentives and on those bid wars. You can put it towards an incentive and a bid war when you
Hello.
donate. It's pretty
My
cool.
name is Dr. Glenn Pierce.
Oh, Glenn, we
and
missed you so.
Many years ago,
I did
had a
not.
dream.
I do want to say there was a really loud
I
thunder
found
crash
myself
coming in
a
about 10
place
seconds.
where
I don't know
understood
why
that
it's so
each of
loud,
us
it just is.
begins as nothing.
It's only volume down now.
Where
yeah,
everything
warning
I
everyone.
perceived was
Volume
shaped
warning.
by seeing it exactly the way I wanted to. White space.
And that's it. It's over now. I don't know why, but that one single thunder crash is incredibly loud. It's really annoying. Once again, we can do donations. Yeah, for about a minute.
All right. Well, just give me 1 second here. For Fireside Pride, we are raising money for Point of Pride. Point of Pride is a trans-led 501c3 non-profit organization that specializes in different forms of direct support to trans folks, such as offering grants to cover gender-affirming surgery to trans folks who cannot afford it. They also specialize in different forms of support to trans folks, such as providing HRT access to trans folks who cannot afford it. They just do so many incredible things. They're really, really fantastic organization, and it's really my honor to be here helping to raise funds for them this weekend.
But
Happy,
in white space, I
happy
also
Pride in
faced
December,
the
everyone.
greatest challenge I could imagine. Because
Heck yeah.
with a lifetime of life itself behind me, and all of
You-
the
you
weight
can
that
keep
it
going.
carried, I realized that seeing things
I
the
was
way
like-
I wanted to was not as easy
Dr.
as it
Glenn
used to
Pierce
be.
isn't giving us an update anymore. Dr. Glenn Pierce is giving us an update on his life.
Yes, that is really the story part of this game. Because we're now so far like dream within a dream within a dream, etc. The Doctor has effectively just given up. And actually now
Trying
we
to
have
get
actual
us out, you mean? Like, he's just
kind
like,
of.
never
No,
mind.
he's
I'm
given. Yeah, basically he's just leaving us here. This is actual gameplay.
You're well beyond
Actually, no, we're gonna have gameplay
You're
in about 10
further out
seconds.
than anyone has
Actual
ever come
gameplay,
back
heck
from.
yes.
But we hope
We have
that you
a
won't
really
be
big chessboard
discouraged.
to our right,
After all,
and
if this is a place of pure perspective, isn't it
Every side.
also a place
it's
where
a really big
different
chessboard
point
to our
of view
right.
can make anything
Once you place the
possible?
chess piece on one of these
Isn't
squares,
that
it
why you
becomes
came here?
solid. The intended way to do this is with two pieces, so you don't do that. I'm going to keep doing this with one because I'm a special boy, and I can probably do it in one take. This is honestly one of the more nerve-wracking parts of the run because if you're on PB pace, this is at the end. If you mess up, that's your run dead. I know from experience. I'm going to use two just for marathon safety. Bing. The intended way to do it is with two. We have one more puzzle after this. Bing. And after the puzzle, there will be the flashing lights warning. Bing. Not now, though. I'm going to do another cheese skip, much like very early in the run. I'm going to do a million different box jumps to get to the exit. Make a box really big, stand on it, and jump. And this is the flashing lights section. Once again, I'm pretty much moving a dead straight line. You're not missing anything if you're not watching. There we go. I think I did that wrong as well. There we go. I'm just going to look at the floor. Now, even for me, this is a bit disorienting, which is kind of the point. I'm just walking in a corridor, you're not missing anything. This is also very nearly the end of the run. Right, flashing lights are over. We have one more level to go. That is Retrospect. It's a weird level, because it takes 1 second to complete. I am not making that up. So time is when I click the alarm clock in the next level. Loading screen. And time.
GG.
Wait.
That was a fantastic run.
It's very early for me.
Well, thank you very, very much. Are there any shout-outs you would like to do?
Well, I do want to give a shout out to myself for being amazing. That's really
You're
it.
not wrong.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything planned. You can find me either Infrabread or Infra_bread, depending on the socials. I stream occasionally. I post on YouTube occasionally. So there. I like playing puzzle games because I run Portal, Superliminal, Light Matter as well. Currently, I'm playing through the Talos Principle on my own time. So I like a very specific kind of game. We'll see that in other marathons as well, eventually. Yeah, I don't really have anything. Thanks for watching. I'm a love for bread. Good night.
Thank you so much, Infrabread, for closing out the marathon for the evening with such a fantastic game. I kind of love that this was included in the horror block because it's way more, it's psychological horror, right? It's the puzzle and of being trapped and of escaping, and which you did beautifully. So thank you again. And with that, that is indeed the end of the marathon, but only for this evening. We are just going to do a little sign off here. I'm sure we're going to raid somebody. So please stick around for that. As I said, friends, this is the end of this particular day of streaming here for Fireside Pride 2024, but we are going to be back in my time zone. It's at 5:45 a.m. We are going to be back in the morning with all kinds of incredible runs for you, including Doraemon 2, the Powerpuff Girls, Hello Kitty Roller Rescue, DuckTales Remastered. That is the Saturday morning cartoon block. So come on back, get your cereal, get your chocolate frosted sugar puffs, enjoy those Saturday morning speedruns, and stick around for the rest of the day. The schedule looks absolutely incredible. All right, well, it looks like we have our raid target lined up. We're going to be heading on over to Really, Really Longathon. Another fantastic, fantastic marathon near and dear to my heart. Wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful games. Y'all are going to have a good time. If you're not heading to sleep, just like me, I'm not heading to sleep anytime soon. Come with us to Really, Really Longathon. I have been your host, Sporadic Erratic. It has been my absolute pleasure to host for you, and I will be doing so again tomorrow evening. Please listen for me again, and please tune in all weekend to Power Up with Pride 2024.